Hi, welcome back to the Power Public YouTube channel. Today we're going to show you how to rebuild the Kart master cylinder off a 401S. Okay, let's get to it. Okay, some of the parts you're going to require, we've got new dusty boots here, the lip seals, these are the replacement pistons if you need them, some circlips if you need those as well, a syringe that we use for the methylated spirit injection into the brake lines to clean them, and compressed air to blow them out. Circlip pliers, 14mm ring spanner, 5mm T-bar, and a rounded off pick for removing the lip seals off the pistons. Okay, we're going to be working with this brake system that we've already removed from the Kart. If you haven't done that already, please do so. It's a relatively straightforward process, but it's not covered in this video. Grab the 14mm ring spanner and crack these brake lines off and unscrew those. They will be tight. Then grab your pick, put the dusty boot off. Put those over to one side. Okay, so we're going to just remove the two caps off the reservoirs and drain out the old fluid out of the master cylinder. So just get yourself an old rag and put that down here. Unscrew that cap. Place that over there. Unscrew this cap. Okay, the fluid's there. And then you can clean all this up. Now with the brake master cylinder, internally clean it with the methylated spirits and it evaporates away and doesn't leave any residual solvent inside the cylinder, but when you're just cleaning them on the outside you can just use any old sort of brake cleaner, shop solvent, whatever you've got on hand. Next, grab your 5mm T-bar and remove your two fill plugs. Next up, grab your circlip pliers and remove the two circlips holding in the pistons. Okay, the cylinders on this one look pretty good. It's just a little bit of rust there where the circlips were. They've met up with the fluid and had a great little party there. Made a little bit of corrosion. So we're just going to rub that out with a rag, you can see here, and also you can get your little blunted off pick. Okay, you just want to rub around in there. What would have happened, I think, with this master cylinder is that water would have got or moisture inside here, and then the circlips are just starting to rust, and the rust is giving the contamination, and that's why the fluid's changing colours. We've had problems with this brake system before, that's why we're rebuilding it. And you can see here on this one, it's got some contamination there on the lip seal. That will be letting the contamination into the fluid. So we're going to give them a clean. You can see the pistons are looking pretty good. There's no major scratches or picking up on them, so we can reuse those. We're just going to change the two seals. Next up, we're going to get some methylated spirits and just give the insides a bit of a squirt out and clean with some compressed air. I just pour some into my cap and then use my trusty syringe just to get some in here and squirt it down in there. Right, wash it out. Don't forget, safety never takes a holiday, so safety glasses on before you squirt out all your stuff with compressed air. Next up, we're going to grab our piston assemblies. We're going to remove the spring, they just press fit onto there. And then we're going to get our pick and carefully just pick this guy off. If you're going to replace the seals, you can cut them out. Otherwise, just put the pick under there carefully, trying not to scratch the pistons too much. They are a little slimy there from the... Dunk your rag in your methylated spirits. Going to give that a bit of a clean up so it's not so slippery. Okay, so now we've got to rebuild the pistons with the new seals and put them back together. Good. Next up, grab some brake fluid, pour a little bit in there. We're going to do the assembly now, and just dip your finger in there and wet in the cylinder. This will aid the assembly process. A little bit on the piston seals, on the pistons. In this instance, we're not going to use the old rusty circlips, we're just going to get a new set here. Make sure we clean the rust off our circlip pliers so that they're clean. the same time. Just make sure that it's in the groove perfectly. Yes. There's a sharp side and sort of a semi-radius side. I always put the sharp side in the direction of the thrust force. In this case, the piston's trying to push the cyclic out, so I push it this way instead of that way. Next up, clean these fill plugs. Next, grab the dusty boots, the old ones, and throw them away, the old parts, and give the pistons plungers a little bit of a clean off here. Install the new boots, they just push on. And these go this way. Okay. So they just held in there with the boots. So you push that on there and just come over the edge with the boot. Something no magic. Okay, and then when you put this back in the go-kart, it's the brake rod and the tension you put on the brake rod to the pedal that holds these piston plungers in position. Last but not least, we're going to clean the self-adjusting reservoir caps. So we removed those earlier. Next up, last thing we've got to do here for the master cylinder is just to reinstall these guys here onto the reservoir caps, onto the reservoirs. So we put this little guy in there, turn it up that way, screw it backwards until it goes in. Okay, and then install it onto your, see that guy there, place it there. To get them in seated, just grab them until they go in. That's right. Thanks for watching the Power Republic YouTube channel. That's how you rebuild the master cylinder off a Tony Kart 401S. If you've got any questions, please leave them in the comment section below, or check us out on the interweb, www.powerrepublic.com.au, or at Power Republic on Facebook and Instagram. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.